Our next presentation is entitled Psychosis and Stigma, How Mental Health Misperception Hurts Everyone. Please welcome Hannah Rapier.
Kathy Kleiner's intruder crept into her bedroom. Startled, Kleiner looked up to see a man in black standing above her, grasping a club. He hit her with the fervor of a lion attacking its prey, causing the cracking of bone and the gushing of blood. All of a sudden, the car lights of her sorority sister flooded the room as if a lighthouse was finding her in the midst of a storm. Spooked, the perpetrator fled, but not before inadvertently revealing his identity to the one whose light saved Kleiner's life. It was Ted Bundy. Bundy was charged with murdering 36 young women before his execution, yet the total number of his victims may have reached 100 or more. Bundy's charismatic charm easily covered up his sinister intentions. But why would someone so likable commit such atrocious crimes? Bundy was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which often includes the symptom of psychosis, a severe mental condition which involves a mental break from reality. So this must mean that anyone who is psychotic, and therefore has a mental illness, could be a murderer like Ted Bundy, right? Generalizing the psychotic can lead to people mistaking other mental illnesses as psychosis, ultimately fueling the mental health stigma. This generalization is unfair and continues to make others believe that you should stigmatize the mentally ill because of the possibility of violence. Although violent mentally ill people are seen as the main cause of the mental health stigma, I believe that the public's misperception of psychosis is the main cause of the mental health stigma. Because if the public understood personally and medically the psychotic, the mental health stigma would lessen. The public's belief that a psychotic person is anyone who acts different from the societal norm has been influenced by the media, which often portrays the mentally ill as evil or violent. For example, Psycho, a well-known movie, portrays a seemingly innocent motel owner as secretly psychotic and a murderer. However, the correct definition of psychosis is when someone loses touch with reality, often portraying symptoms of delusions or hallucinations. This incorrect definition can lead to people misunderstanding the psychotic personally and medically, which increases the mental health stigma. Having correct information about the psychotic and the mentally ill in general can prevent the miscategorization of mentally ill people. Additionally, the public must understand the psychotic and the mentally ill in general on a personal level in order to fully understand them. This can be done by talking to someone with a mental illness, which would help put a face to the disorder, or by reading narratives written by mentally ill people. In doing so, a person will most likely remember the encounter they experienced with a mentally ill person, where hopefully understanding was exchanged. When personal and medical understanding is achieved, the damaging mark of shame should decrease. On the other hand, there are some who believe that violent mentally ill people are the main cause of the mental health stigma. Philip Janos, a psychology professor at John Jay College, states, "If people can only seek treatment, symptoms will decrease and stigma will go away. If people don't see the symptoms of a mentally ill person, the stigma could possibly be reduced." Although in some cases this could be true, the taint of even having a mental illness in the past still leads to stigmatization. For example, Susanna Kaysen had recently been released from a mental institution and was looking for a job. However, listing a hospital as her last address made those who knew this wonder if she could think straight and not say crazy things. Carrie Fisher, well known for her role as Princess Leia in the iconic Star Wars movies, courageously announced to the world that she had bipolar disorder in the year 2000. She recognized the stigma surrounding mental health and how it negatively affected her. Even though she struggled daily with this disorder, she was able to make the most of her life and become a beacon of hope to those who were also struggling with a mental illness. Now, Carrie Fisher is one of the numerous celebrities to discuss their mental illness, helping bring a widespread awareness to mental health issues. But why should people care about this? Well, nearly 1 in 5 adults in the United States struggle with a mental illness. There may even be someone listening who is currently fighting their own battles with mental health, or perhaps someone in your family. Many of them suffer alone, too afraid to speak out about the mental illness out of fear of the mental health stigma. So how should we combat this mental health stigma that is hurting so many people? We must first educate the public on psychosis, personally and medically, and in doing so, the truth will be known and the stigma will decrease. And then, finally, healing can begin. Thank you.